Davis is one of 250,000 workers a year. An insurance rating agency said gets too close to these antennas. They act as an open microwave and can cause eye damage, sterility, and cognitive damages.
What we're going to go do is I'm going to show you the invisible footprint of these potentially hazardous areas that workers don't see.
Drew Fountain has a $20,000 meter that measures the RF frequency. An RF frequency over 20% can injure people. Over 100% can burn someone.
The public is being warned to stay away from these death towers after it was discovered that many are operating above regulation safety limits. These death towers are much more dangerous than the public is made aware of. And this latest revelation is just staggering. 250,000 workers every year are burned, injured by the radiation coming from these towers. They display symptoms of radiation poisoning. And this is on top of the numerous cancer clusters that are being reported across the nation, from elementary schools to universities. It is a mass extinction event unfolding before our very eyes, ladies and gentlemen. And these death towers are going up everywhere. And this administration is nowhere to be found, except what we do know is that they are supporting the rollout of 5G in every town, on every farm. They say you can love this president, but you can certainly wonder why they're rolling out the 5G, knowing that there is no evidence proving that they're safe. In fact, there is over 1,000 studies proving that this type of radiation is carcinogenic and lethal over a long period of time, ladies and gentlemen. And we're seeing, more and more cases of brain cancers. Even children these days, they get the tablets, pretty much as soon as they're born, the iPads and the like, and they're just bombarded with radiation as soon as they enter the world. And, we're seeing, disturbing numbers of cases related to EMF exposure. This is why we're promoting the EMF 390. It is a very inexpensive solution, only $109 compared to the competitors, and it works just as well, as you can see in this comparison video, which we've played before over and over again. If you don't have an EMF meter, you're putting yourself at risk, ladies and gentlemen. And don't get screwed by Home Depot with the El Cheapo that only picks up magnetic fields. You really want something that picks up these death towers. You can find the EMF 390 on our website. Prevention is key here. Being proactive is key here, not reactive. Again, the big breaking news here, ladies and gentlemen, over 250,000 telecom workers get RF poisoning of some sort, whether it be radiation sickness, RF burns, and the like. Every year, 250,000 people. Why? Because these towers are, misconfigured, to say the least. They're overpowered, they're weaponized, and, they're pointed right at, where people congregate. And we've seen them, at churches. We've seen them pointed at parking lots, at gas stations, on busy roads, elementary schools, playgrounds. You'd be surprised what's being targeted by these death towers. And they have a long range. And you might think, well, you're 2 miles away from the death tower. If you've got a clear line of sight, and these little rectennas are pointed in your direction, there's a high probability that you're getting superdosed by these death towers.
In cases of childhood cancer. Now, those families at Weston Elementary School in Ripping claim the tower could have exposed their kids to harmful radiation. Sprint says the tower is safe and has operated well below federal safety limits, but the company turned it off anyway and plans to move it to a new location.
They don't want to be a 5G trial community.
Outside my home, that would be horrible.
5G is coming to LA, and the new cell towers that are needed to accommodate that are popping up all over the city.
Yes, but what does that mean for the people who have to live right next to them? Two on Your Side's Christine Lazar is here with a look at the potential risks of these towers.
And when I say right next to them, I mean literally right next to them. Now imagine waking up one day, looking out your window and seeing a cell tower just feet from your dining room. Some people prefer an ocean view or a view of city lights or maybe the mountains, but it's safe to say that almost no one would dream of a view like this.
What is that? It looks like science fiction from the 50s or something. It's enormous. There was no advance notice whatsoever. We saw them digging, and the next thing we know, there was this giant thing on the lamppost.
John's wife is a two-time cancer survivor.
And they put this monster out there, right next to where I sit at a dining room table.
5G is set to come to California by year's end, and the new technology requires that cell phone towers are closer together.
It's happening in communities all across the country. Mysterious orange pipes are popping up on the edge of town, stamped with the words fiber optic.
There's a reason why these death towers are getting closer and closer. And the reason is because they're trying to kill you, ladies and gentlemen. It's right there on the Georgia Guidestones. And you've been made painfully aware of it during this crisis that we're experiencing right now, this pandemic. And undoubtedly, this radiation is bad for you. There's example after example, and we just want to play this clip from Tony from Australia. Check this out.
Come down here, I want to show you this Wi-Fi extender that I purchased. Look at this, 2,500, 4,700. 6,000, 7,500. I mean, really, 9,500.
I mean, really, he says. I mean, the death towers are one thing, and what you're getting exposed to at home and, you know, with your phones and with your laptops, that's another thing. This is, you know, the tri-field meter. We've played this video a lot. And the guy's, you know, at the window and it goes off the scales. And it's pretty obvious that you don't want to be living anywhere, you know, near a place that's off the scale, you know, when it comes to a meter. Now, the EMF 390 maxes out at about 1,000 milliwatts. But the tri-field meter like this one and the gigahertz solution, they max out at about 20 milliwatts. So, you know, 20 milliwatts is bad. It's real bad. But 1,000 is worse, and you'd be surprised, you know, what you're getting dosed with. Now, these things are super handy. The tri-field that you're looking at right now here is about $200 plus shipping. And so, you know, that's pretty much the average price. The gigahertz solution is $300-400. If you get all the toys and the bells and whistles, that can run you $1,000. And so that's why we like the EMF 390. To be quite honest with you, because it's about half price, quarter price compared to everybody else. And it does the job, it fits in your pocket, and it's got more modes than this tri-field meter does. And it's got an all-in-one screen, it's got, you know, basically analyzers or modes where you can actually see the waveform coming at you. And I know we've got some real interesting video as far as that's concerned. We'll get to it. But, you know, again, the big threat to most people really isn't the death towers, as funny as that might sound, because, you know, they are deadly. But the real danger is the other end of that death tower, which is your phone and also the Wi-Fi. And from our measurements, I mean, the fields can be as extreme within, you know, 5 feet or so of that device. And so while the death tower might be a mile away or 2 miles away, your router is like in the same room as you. And then the device that's connecting to the router is like right on your lap or right in your face. And, you know, so on and so forth. And you've always got your phone on you. And you'd be surprised. I mean, we were actually shocked, you know, taking measurements near some of these devices. But also you have to worry about the schools. I mean, they've got industrial routers for like 30, 40, 50, you know, gadgets at the same time. And so what's going on at the schools, I mean, if you've got kids in schools, I would definitely want to run through there with an EMF detector before putting them there, because not every school is the same. Now, the EMF 390 sells for $148 on Amazon, but we sell it for $129. Now it's got, over 1,000 positive reviews, 97% positive feedback on the Amazon site. So it's been around. You might not have ever seen this one before, but we like this one the best because it's cost effective. It's only $130 compared to $200-300. When it comes to $300 or even $200, a lot of people wouldn't get one. But for $100, you certainly can afford it. You can budget for it. And it's direct from the manufacturer. So it's an affiliate link. We give you all the descriptions, all the information on our website. When you click order now, it'll bring you to the manufacturer, which is GQ Electronics. And it's a bit of an old school website. It's more for, mobile phones, I guess. And, this is the order form. So that way you get a feel for what it's like. It's totally normal. You go from our website to GQ's website during the order. You fill out the order form and you get it in a couple days. They're real quick about the shipping, excellent customer service. And I think it's nice to be able to have a meter given what's going on out there right now.